If your back is always super tight after a day of heavy lifting, these are a couple of exercises that you can include in your program. Now, oftentimes when you're lifting and you're doing your thing, you might not always be in like debilitating pain, but you always have that residual tightness that seems to always be there. These are some exercises that you can implement into your warm up, into your cool down, or sometimes into your actual program as an accessory that will do wonders for how you feel. So let's get after it. One of my favorite ways to reduce some tension in the lower back, especially if you just feel like this after a gym, is this hook line breathing with an ab mat. And this ab mat is great because all you're gonna do is lay on your back and you're gonna sneak it underneath your pelvis, so it's very easy for your pelvis to just posteriorly tilt and just relax into the ground. And in this position, you're just gonna have gentle contact with your inner heel and the base of your big toe. When you're there, it's just like a 2 out of 10 pressure that you're applying to the ground. You're making sure that your hips and your knees and your foot are about a straight line. And you're just gonna keep one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. You wanna adjust this to make sure that it feels very easy to keep your lower back on the ground. And you're just gonna go for a nice deep breaths. This is gonna be a gentle inhale. Exhale the way. Pause for 2 seconds. Gentle inhale. Exhale the way. And what you should feel is a gentle rise of the belly and then slowly a 360 expansion of your chest wall and your ribs, and everything starts to open up. And I want you to just focus on exhaling and just almost letting your lower back melt into the ground. The goal is going to be 1 to 2 sets of 10. I like this sometimes in the beginning of a workout because it can improve your mobility, but this is also a great cool down when you're just like leaving the gym and you're kind of like, oof, my lower back's a little jacked up. As you're breathing, one of the things that should happen is your whole rib cage starts to expand in a 360 fashion. But a lot of times when people breathe, they take a very chest dominant strategy where they almost shrug their shoulders, or it's a very belly dominant strategy where they just extend their lower back. Our goal is to get that 360 expansion to open up our spine and our ribs and our midsection. So the exercise that we're gonna do is just 360 breathing in seated position. And you're just gonna keep your hands on the side of your ribcage like so. And when you're taking a deep breath, your goal is to have equal pressure of your index finger and your thumb. If you're breathing and only the front side is opening up, you'll feel a ton of pressure in your index finger. You won't feel it in your thumb. And the pattern is just this full inhale. Exhale the way. Prolonging the exhale as long as you can. Then you're gonna do a 2-second pause and then gently inhale again. And you should feel the whole ribcage start to open up. Common mistakes that people make is they sharply inhale. And when they sharply inhale, their shoulder will shrug. Or their inhale is super loud, right? You want to make the inhale and exhale as quiet as possible and just slowly feel things expand a little bit more. Just like the hook line breathing with the ab mat, 1 to 2 sets of 10. This is great in the beginning, right? If you need things to kind of open up and feel a little bit looser, and it's also great as a cool down. The next exercise is going to be the dynamic side plank. Our spine is going to flex, it's going to extend, it's going to rotate, and it's going to bend side to side. And oftentimes when we're staying in one plane of motion, we're not getting enough movement through the spine to feel loose. And this is a great implementation where utilizing something like the dynamic side plank is just going to get you shifting into and out of positions, stretching the side of your back and the side of your hips. So I like to do it elevated because it's going to increase the range of motion. And you're holding yourself in a side plank. That feels good. Slowly come down, leading with your hip, and you feel a stretch in the side of your glute, side of your QL, and then you're going to pick it up as high as you can. And if this is tough already for a set of 10, you can utilize this as a warm-up. It can be part of your accessory work. And as you're utilizing it as accessory work, as it gets easy, you can simply just load it with a dumbbell like so. And you can progressively overload it, get a little bit more of a stretch, and a little bit of weight goes a long way. But man, you'll see some people go with 80 or 100 pounds, and that's tough. I think starting off with something like 20 and slowly building up to 40, 50 is definitely doable for most people. The half kneeling overhead reaches is great for getting the spine to sort of side bend side to side. And we keep it in this half kneeling position because we want to get some contribution from the hip. You can do it with the left leg up, but you want to do both sides, left leg or right leg up. And all we're doing in this position is we're going to reach as far as we can. When I go to my left, my body shifts to my right, And when I go to my right, my body should shift to my left, and I'm just reaching as far as I can, 10 reps both ways. And each reach, I'm just trying to go for a centimeter more than before. And as I start to challenge my base of support more and more, I'm gonna start to open up different parts of my hip and different parts of my spine. And I know we mentioned our spine will flex, extend, and side bend, but it also has to rotate. So the reaches don't always have to be overhead, side to side, but it can be in the transverse plane as well, where we start to rotate side to side. So our goal is making sure that some of these motions feel tight. And if you're reaching, you're feeling a lot of stretch, chances are you're not moving through those motions often in your training. And this is a great exercise that I'll include again in a warm-up if you're feeling tight at the beginning of your workout. And sometimes it's great to cool down as well, because if you're just kind of jacked up, you get back in your car and you're sitting for a long period of time, your spine is just wanting to get all these motions in to feel a little bit loose and buttery. And these reaches in a half kneeling position can be just the way to do that. Now, back pain is super common and people feel tension in their lower back all the time. It's not always something that's super pathological. There might not be anything going wrong. You might just be lifting a little bit heavier than usual. So take these exercises and include them in the program if they give you the relief that you're looking for. Now, if you've been dealing with chronic pain for a long period of time, you might need something a lot more specific than this. We work with thousands of people that have suffered from back injuries, hip injuries that they couldn't get out of. And with us, we take a very dialed approach. With YouTube, I'm giving you guys as much advice as I can to hopefully be proactive about things. But if you want something that's more specific, look in our description. You can schedule a call and talk to a physical therapist on our team to see if what we do is the right fit for what you're experiencing.